Morning, welcome to a new video with me, Richard Clements. You join me today on a 600 kilometre DIY Audax, starting from here, Stonehouse, near Stonehouse in Gloucestershire, and basically going up to a place called Ainsdale, which is between Formby and Southport. Bit of a late start today. Didn't start till 10:15. Had a good sleep, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing today, and I'm going to bring you along with me. And you might see I'm on a new bike today, so I'll talk to you about that in a bit. So today's route takes me up the River Severn, which is to my left. See, and I follow the Severn Valley all the way as far as Bridge North. Morning. And then from Bridge North we go up to Telford, Market Drayton, Nantwich, and then cross the Mersey at Runcorn, between Runcorn and Widnes, I think, on the Silver Jubilee Bridge. Find me just on the edge of Maysmore. I'm under the this above me is the A40, and this is the overbridge, and that there is the River Severn, which is flowing right to left, as you'd expect, as the sea's down that way. And through there you can see Telford's Bridge, and yeah, so I'm just following this bike path out of town, avoiding all the traffic, and then I'm just going to take a little back lane round the back of Maysmore, up down into Hartbury, and again following the River Severn. You now join me at Waldridge Hill, and I'm just sort of between Gloucester and Hartbury. If you don't know where Hartbury is, and you've done the winter warm-up from Cardiff, the 200, Dr. Foster's winter warm-up, the village shop here is one of the controls. Anyway, this little ridge overlooks, as you can see, the the Severn Vale with the Cotswold Escarpment in the background. I can see Cleve Hill with its two masts on the top over there. I'm not sure what this hill just in front of us is called, but basically we're going off up, following the river, which is down in that dip down there, up towards Tewkesbury. And I don't know if you can see it on this camera, but there's a hill over there with a clump of trees on, which I always nickname the Hungry Caterpillar. Just north of Strensham now, and I can just see the motorway, the M5, heading north. And route so far has been absolutely cracking. You know, Commute really did the good one on this. And I think from looking at the route earlier the other day, it's all going to be quite rural roads like this, so that's fine. And it's not too hilly either. That's the other thing. That's why I've decided to come up this way. It's it being silly hilly, it's not that fit. So I'm kind of using this ride to get fit for stuff later in the year, you know. Right, this is a route I've never been out of Worcester on before. Wonderful. The canal. So, I don't know if you can see over there, that's the grey building there is this rugby, Worcester Rugby Ground, and I came up this path and there was loads of people walking up it, and I'm climbing, this is busy, and they all go to the rugby match. So I thought, well, that explains it. And then once I got past the entrance into the ground, it wasn't so bad. Oh god, there's another car now. But yeah, I've never come out of Worcester this way before, and this road takes me to Droitwich according to the sign. So Droitwich is my next stop, and I'm going to stop for something to eat there. I was planning on doing that in Worcester, but I didn't see anywhere. I think the problem with this route is it's that rural that I'm not going to see that much. So I've got to get stuff when I'm the opportunity presents itself. But look at this canal. I'm not sure if that's the M5 there. I think it is. So you find me in Droitwich, about 85k done. I was pretty late leaving this today, so it's just gone 2 o'clock. So that's just under 4 hours to do 85k, so that's not too bad, considering that some of it was off-road and what have you. So I've stopped here in Droitwich, petrol station job. The weather is glorious, but yeah, it's supposed to change later tonight, so I'm expecting to get wet overnight. Saraport. So I was just about to say, you know, the route's been really good so far, really interesting, so long may it continue. Off-road section. When I say off-road, it is tarmacked. But I'm off to Bewdley now on Route 45, the NCM route, so I'm loving this. Look at this place. This is the bottom of the track I've just come down. All part of Route 45, and as you see, no traffic. It's brilliant. Loving it. I'm not far from Bewdley now, and there's a bit of a climb at Bewdley, I think, and then I drop down to the Severn, and there's the first point of interest on this route for me anyway, and that's an old railway line along the side of the Severn, so I think it's part of the Merseyside Way or the Merseyside Trail or something like that. If I remember, I'll put a link to the details about the Merseyside Trail, road, whatever it is, in the description. So the bridge I just crossed was at a place called Arley, and it was a bit of a Grockles honeypot, but a couple of pubs and a bit of water and then no flock. But yeah, I can't see a bit peel, to be fair. It is quite a nice place. Anyway, I've climbed up out of the way of the river now. Next stop is Bridge North, which is a few miles away yet. So I'm now at, I think it's called Miners Bridge, and as you can see, we're on Route 45, the Merseyside Way. Bewdley is back 11 miles back. You can see that. And there is the bridge itself. So this is the Highley Trail. That's the River Severn there, and the original bridge, this is clearly not the original one from 18 whatever it was, took coal from one side of the river to the other, hence the name Miners Bridge. Never been here before either, but I was kind of aware of it by doing a bit of research on the route, and yeah, this is fantastic. Really, I know I keep saying it, but I'm really enjoying this route, and I think it's because it's not silly hilly. Enjoying the scenery rather than struggling like a good one. And I'm not that fit at the minute, so I'm kind of treating this ride as a training thing for stuff that's coming on later in the summer. So although I'm doing it as a DIY, and that, if I'm out of time, I'm out of time. I'm not going to be too upset. I'm kind of like doing a spring tour really. Anyway, let's crack on. Well, you're right as you're looking at me. Is the Severn Valley Railway. There's a halt back there. Let's just see through the trees the railway line. So here we go. A good view of the railway line now. We're right next to it. I haven't seen any steam trains, but there again, it's a bit later in the day now. So yeah, this path is really good, though it does go up and down a little bit. If you're in the wrong gear, you almost come to a standstill, that sort of thing, you know, if you're not expecting it. But this is fantastic. The River Severn is just through these trees, probably about 100 yards if that. So I have the Severn Valley Railway to my left, the River Severn to my right. Anyway, I'm going to get back on the bike and start riding. Well, when I said earlier that I haven't seen any steam trains, I spoke too soon. Actually, I was aware of this place, but it was going to be my lunch stop. but because I started so late, more like tea. I'm going to have a cup of tea here actually. So I've just had a visit, and I'm all sorted now, but it was a thorn on that last little bit of off-road there, so yeah, if I get a chance I'll put a patch on that later, although I've got another tube and that kind of thing, so let's see how we get on. Well, hello, you catch me on the outskirts of Telford now. I'm on an old railway line called the Silkin Way. I've been on it for a couple of 2 or 3 miles now. I think it became the road, and then the road's gone a different direction, and I'm back on the railway line again. It was a little bit bumpy in places, but it's now tarmacs now that we're basically on the outskirts of Telford. Prior to that, there was another stretch of old railway line, and I would imagine it's the same one, coming out of Bridgenorth. I had the best part of 5 miles of that, and it was a little bit bumpy in places, but just so nice to be traffic free, you know. So I'm now going to find somewhere to have something to eat here in Telford, and then I think I'll probably do a couple of hours after that and get the food to get me through the night. But yeah, progress is all right. I'll speak to you when I find somewhere to get some food. Well, I'm through the other side of Telford now. I'm probably a few miles the other side. Didn't see anything anywhere to stop and get food and that kind of thing. It was good though, because it was all cycle paths, so you know, I didn't have any traffic. But the problem was the cycle paths didn't go anywhere near like a petrol station or something like that. So yeah, so I ended up coming out the other side, and I came around the corner, saw this petrol station's sign, and it was like an oasis, or starting to get a bit empty, to be honest. It's not what you want on a 600. So I bought a few good provisions just in case now. I do have some food with me, but I kind of want to use that as an emergency, really. As you can see, it's virtually dark. Just gone through a village called Norton Hills, and yeah, I've done about 200k. I'm a third of the way round. I'll double check. Yeah, just near as done at 200k. So it's a third of the way round. I've done that in 10 3/4 hours, so it's not bad, considering there was a lot of off-road and gravelly little lanes and a puncture. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to stop in the next sort of a place called Ordnum or something like that ahead, another 4 miles, and I'm going to stop there and put my leg warmers on and what have you. Yeah, so it's all going well so far. Feeling alright. Rolling along. Folks, well, you find me in Ordnum, and put my leg warmers on now. It's that time of night, there's a lot of shouting outside of the pubs. Anyway, yeah, it's about 10 miles or so to Nantwich now. Okay. Good evening all. So this is now a couple of days after the video that you would have just watched, and I didn't feel that there was enough sort of footage really to make a bit of a story out of it, but oh, what the hell, you know, it's a really good ride, really good ride, and you know, I thought, well, I'll share that with you. And basically after the last clip, I'm not sure whether it's with me looking at the guy on the electric scooter with the blue lights, or I did something after that. I haven't done the edit yet, so I think there might be a clip of me riding over the Silver Jubilee bridge from Runcorn to Widnes. Excuse me. Anyway, so basically what happened, I didn't do much filming after Audlem, so I went through Nantwich, and it was witching hour, you know, sort of the pubs kicking out and that sort of thing. And I didn't really want to hang around there because there's a lot of drunk people at that time of night, and I kept on going. I had a bit of off-road, which was a bit too much off-road, and I had to do a little bit of a loop round. And so having said that, there was a section alongside it. I'm not sure whether it's a river or a canal. I'll have to have a look at the map, but that was really good. And I could see like some sort of factory in the distance, you know, and you could see the chimney with steam or smoke coming out the top. I suspect it was steam. Don't like smoke anymore, do they? And that was really good stretch. And then we got this bit I couldn't ride, so I had to do the loop round, and then it all blurred into one a little bit until I got to the Silver Jubilee Bridge. That was quite good. I went across there. Then there was a road called Ditton Road, and that was a bit industrial, and that was a bit But I then joined a cycle path that took me, I think it was Halewood, and it took me all the way to Ainstree, you know, made famous by the Grand National and the horse racing circuit there. And on that stretch, my sat nav basically turned itself off for absolutely no reason, and so I stopped on the cycle path under a street light and let it recover the ride, and which took about 5-10 minutes. It's probably 5 minutes, to be honest. It just seems a long time when you stood there. So it's absolutely pouring with rain at the time. You'll see a complete contrast to earlier in the ride when it was bright sunshine and actually pretty warm, but it was like a monsoon. And the weather forecast was for a weak front, and it certainly wasn't weak. Anyway, I let the sat nav do its thing, and replaced the batteries in my light on the back of the bike because they'd gone flat and I hadn't realised. Luckily, I always have more than one light, so I was legal and all visible and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay. So got going again. Well, before I got going again, the sat nav just wouldn't take the route again. You know, I couldn't reload it; just wouldn't do it. And so I thought, well, other than loading the route, I can carry on because I kind of roughly know where I'm going. And so that's what I did. I left it running, so it was logging the ride. The weather got worse and worse. I got wetter and wetter, and this old railway line, I think it was called the Liverpool Loop Line or something like that, and it was really good. It was it was part of the Pennine Trail or something like that, and that was really good. I had a few miles of that, and I didn't see anybody apart from one drunken chap who just, you know, didn't care. He was too busy being drunk, I think. Then I had to join the road at Aintree, and I got a little bit lost after that because I was just going off memory, you know. And I then found the Pennine Trail again, and the only reason I picked that up was because it was signpost Southport. So I rode up there, and that took me all the way to the turn point, but it turned from like a concrete or tarmac road into basically a bit of it's like sand. It wasn't sand, but it was very sandy to it, and that was quite a good, you know, it was very flat, and that was alongside a canal or a river of some description in the dark, and that brought me out basically about a mile from the turn point. And I rode up to the turn point, came back to and then thought, right, what am I doing here? You know, it's pouring with rain, I'm actually soaking wet, the sat nav not working, and I basically at that point decided that, you know, I'd have another go at this later in the year. So that's what I did. So in Formby, I basically got the phone out, planned a route back to hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. So basically I went to the railway station in Formby and had a 4-hour wait for a train to Liverpool and then on back home. So I decided that I'd just keep riding back to Liverpool, which was, as it turned out, it's about 15 miles. So I planned a route on the commute on my phone, and then that picked it up on the sat nav, and it actually worked with that route. So I think it might have been just the file that was corrupted in some way, and you know, the sat nav had a head fart and it just shut itself down and restarted. So I had a nice little potter back to Lime Street Station in Liverpool, and it was quite nice. I went along the coastal path, and you could see the docks up ahead, and there were some really weird statues stood out on the beach, and I think it was just to show people the height of the water, but it was really creepy because at first I thought they were real people, like fishing or something, but they were statues. Then I picked up the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, which took me all the way into Bootle, and the last couple of 100 yards I was chasing a rat, which was funny. And then the last sort of mile or so I was into Liverpool Station, and I picked up a train there, Lime Street Station, where I picked up a train, and basically caught the train all the way back home, and I had about 2 miles at the other end to ride. So that was the weekend, really. Looking back, I really enjoyed the route, so I'm definitely going to do it again. There was a couple of stretches which I need to take out, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to modify it slightly. But it was, when I was looking at the route, there was actually 102 miles of cycle route. So you know, it's really good. It's not a fast route. It's an interesting route, if that makes sense. And as you will have seen, there was like a steam train and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I need to get me head sorted, really. You know, looking back now, I'm like thinking, well, did I pack in too easily? I don't know, but I was absolutely frozen. My feet were cold because I wasn't expecting that amount of water, you know, that amount of rain, because I was expecting light rain and it was like a monsoon. But there you go, you get caught out on these things. And I still did 200 miles, so you know, it's not like I did 10 miles and gave up. It was 200 miles in, and at the furthest point as well. So that cost a few quid to get back home, but I got home all right and had a sleep and what have you. Yeah, so that was what happened with that ride, really. So what I'm going to do is put the clips together, and you know, this hopefully explains why it cuts off quite suddenly. Anyway, if you've made it to the end of this video, thanks very much, and I will see you on the next one, which will probably be another attempt at this route. I'm going to have another go at it in a couple of weeks, I think. I'm going to have a couple of days off work, so I'm going to start on a Friday and maybe finish on the Saturday. Yeah, and start at 6 AM instead of 10:15. God, I've run on a bit now, haven't I? Because it puts me in the right place for cafes for lunch and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think I'll do that. Anyway, I'm rabbled on for far too long, and I'll see you on the next video.